because our righteousness is filthy rags, we would never attain that by our own doing, our own things. We would never attain it. But through God, everything is possible. Everything is possible. When the rich man came and he talked to Jesus, he said, I want to join you. Christ said, all right, have you done everything the Lord has taught you to do? And he said, yeah, I've done all that. And then he asked him, Lord, give everything you had. And he said, I cannot do that. And so when the man left, Jesus told him that rich man can never, he can never be with us. He never could be saved. He can never be accepted in his kingdom. And the disciples, he was like, what? That's crazy, Christ. Why would you say that? He couldn't make it, right? And he said, no, with man this is impossible. With God, everything is possible. So with God, I'm never going to say with God, I am impossible to live this life like Christ. I can never say that with God, this flesh is so with God, this flesh, I'm just going to have this thing because in my mind, in your mind, it is reality to you that yes, I'm going to say yes because it's impossible in your mind. But with God, if you just say I'm going to give this thing to God, then it is very possible. Everything is very possible. So I can never say it's not possible because we serve God. We serve the living God. He's breathing, he's living, so he knows our hearts. He knows our minds. He knows everything we should do. So with God, this is very possible. That's where I come from. That's why I'm saying it's very possible. In your mind, it may not be because you are a human. You are a man. So you can't fathom the idea of living. You cannot fathom the idea of living a life like Christ. But
no. I can fathom a life living like Christ because my view again of saying I'm living like Christ doesn't mean I'm perfect in this physical being. Because again, stuff happens. Even when I don't do stuff myself, stuff happens. It's going to happen. Things are going to, God put stuff in front of you to see stuff is going to happen. It's going to happen. So, again, now in my mind, I've already said I'm not declaring anything else but I'm perfect made by Christ. That's what I'm declaring. That's why I'm walking. That's how I'm acting. But what I said was, I don't want you, because this is how I feel. This is what happens in religion. Because it now becomes, what I'm saying is that's why I have to be careful with that, because people do believe that when you say I'm perfect and they try to attain, try to attain to it, that's what the problem, that's where religion does come in. Because, yes, because
but
what you're saying,
I'm not doing religion.
This is what I'm saying.
I don't do religion. So
I know what you're saying.
It's not by religion that I speak these things.
I'm not saying you're
All
saying about religion.
right, thank you.
All right. We can have this conversation later.
So, anyway, my next comment was basically about what y'all was saying.
Hey.
I was about to say that, like,
huh? Don't do it.
So, I was about to say, basically what they was talking about, I was about to say that, like, to me, living like Christ is like, it's basically, to me, it's like being real with yourself and not being in a condemning place. Because I feel like, like when you think of living like Christ, it's like, oh my God, like how in the world, and it's all opinion based on what people think. Like say for instance, my piercing. Like, how can I get my nose pierced? You're not supposed to get your body pierced, blah 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 blah. Like Christ is not supposed to do that. But and then I feel like if you're trying to live up to the standard of what people have set for living like Christ, it's either non-achievable or it's fake. Like, it's not you. That's not what you believe, but that's what you've been. Back to the religious thing. That's what you've been told. Basically, no one can set how Christ's standard is supposed to be because you're not Christ. You're just a person. You can say what you think it is, but there's no true answer. And the part about being condemned, I say if you feel like you won't be condemned doing something, then if you feel like you want to be condemned after you do something, then you already know you shouldn't do it. And if you stray away from that thing, then you'll live better. If you was drinking and then you came back after you got drunk or whatever, and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, I just got drunk. Anything that you know you're going to be condemned about, like how Malachi was saying, not to get into all the rules, you can just stay on the terms based of if you know you're going to be condemned about it, just don't do it. That's how I do it.
Okay.
Anybody else have any comments?
Sure.
Anything?
No, don't get anywhere.